Hello my viewers, welcome back to the channel. My review title, you know what this video is about. Today we're discussing Daredevil Born Again. This is episode 6 review of season 2. Very good episode right there. Sometimes it always feel like it go out fast sometimes as well. You watch and you look, you like, dang, it had like 20 minutes a little bit, feel like it go out fast. But we seen, of course, our favorite PI, Jessica Jones return. She returns back. She have a daughter now too as well, Danielle. So most likely that is her and Luke Cage's daughter as well. But her power has been acting up. I think she said it kind of comes in and out like that. So she had got damaged a little bit when she was fighting with Daredevil and helping him. She punched, and then the second time she punched, they didn't have no superpower behind it like that. It went back to her being normal. So her powers are like acting up a little bit. So I guess they'll dive more into that as time goes on. She said it was Charles people who came in there looking for them like that, trying to bring them in. So yeah, there's gonna be a lot of different things we see. Jessica Jones show was very good. That was out like around 2014, 15-ish, 15, 16, 17-ish, right? 2016, around that range. And I was in high school watching that. Her show was very good. I think the only show I didn't really get into that was on Netflix was the Iron Fist show. I didn't really dive into it. I think I watched the first season thing, but I never really dive into his full show like I did the other ones like that. But maybe I can go back and watch it again. But Jessica Jones show was very good. It was up there. First season, of course, as well. With Kilgrave, his power is OP a little bit. You can do things that you don't even know you're doing. You get put like almost like you get put in the Gent jutsu or something. And when she killed him like that. She didn't want to become a killer, but he was using her to make her do all type of things and had her killing and stuff like that. But she killed him like that. She had no choice. Well, maybe she did have a choice, but she had to go out there and do it. But Jessica Jones returns back. Last time we seen her, I think it was she was fighting her sister, right? Yeah. And Paxi, he was fighting her sister like that. Remember her sister kept taking that little drug thing, giving her little powers and adrenaline and stuff. She was fighting her and stuff. But yeah, she's back now in the show, so that's very cool to see. But we also seen, of course, Daniel. He caught on to BB Uric as well like that. At first he was getting manipulated a little bit. He liked BB Uric like that. He's falling for the beauty and stuff like that. He was getting distracted and overlooking things as well, but then he got the little foul thing from her pocket when she was at the party, his birthday celebration he was having with his mom, and he said he's trying to protect her from Buck. Buck already kind of speculated and already kind of knew about it like that. Buck he don't care. He'll pull the trigger on anybody as well too. But I think we're gonna see what kind of happens with that. Right now, a riot is happening. They're trying to resist. They rebel against Wilson Fisk. They exposed him for what he is. As well, some people already knew already, but they exposed him for who he is, like truly to all the people and stuff as well. And Matt went there to confront him, to try to talk to him, try to get him, see if they find a way to get out of New York. He said, "I leave New York, you leave New York." But Kingpin not leaving. Especially after he lost Vanessa, like he said, "There's nothing I can gain, and there's nothing else I could lose." So he was like, "I'm gonna stand here." So they started fighting. We see another match between those two. They always wonder too. Like even when you see in the cartoon, the old Spider-Man show, is they have like Kingpin on there and the comic books and stuff. He's like always so strong, even though he don't have any powers. I know he's like 6'7", 6'8", maybe like 400 pounds. I know that can give you strength, but I feel like he's like stronger than a normal person. Like he just grabbed the doctor, just broke his back, and how he killed Uric, like that. He killed him easily. How he did that police chief as well. It's like he just killed him like nothing. Like they just ripped people's face off. He got shot in the face by his own daughter. Remember Echo shot him in the face, and then he's still alive like that. So he's like a crazy superhuman like that. Even though he don't have any powers, but he's like just different. But it was battling off, and he says he asked the $1 million question. Like, what are you gonna do, Matt? He said you're gonna arrest me? You cannot. He said kill me? You will not. So it's kind of like, and he said I'm not stopping either. So there's nothing you can do. Matt is, of course, against killing. I always love the dynamic of his character. He uses religion, battling off like that he becomes the Daredevil, and like he used that almost like his channeling and embodying his sin like that to go out there and deliver justice and stuff as well. So that was very cool. But he's not gonna kill anybody. Most of the heroes like that would be like kind of like the ones that like serious and like in a sense like that. You'd think the way they look, they'd be murderers, but like Batman, like Daredevil. Like that, they're not gonna kill. They're not gonna kill at all. Spider-Man, they're not gonna kill like that because they don't want to become. Of course, like Batman said before, I can easily kill. I can easily kill all these people. But he said then I'll be like, we'll make it justifiable like that. Like they said, it'd be justifiable, and it start becoming like where you become just like them, like that, and controlling life or death. And you shouldn't have that type of control. He said that's what makes us different from them. You know, but Karen, she about to pull the trigger, about to kill Bullseye. Bullseye want to die like that too. Is what he's on some. It's an eye for eye. You know, I kill Foggy, you kill me and stuff. He's a little twisted. You know, he's already. If you watch the Daredevil on Netflix stuff like that, if you watch that, if you haven't watched, some people haven't watched it. It was still crazy. Some people say they watched Born Again. They ain't never seen the Daredevil Netflix one. I'm like, you might be a little lost, you know, a little bit. But I know you probably could watch it without watching the old stuff. But I feel like you'd be missing out on a lot of things because when that was happening, watching that in high school and stuff like that, that was very cool. Like to see watching the whole universe they had. So I feel like you got to watch that a little bit so you can at least know some of the stuff. But Pondexter, you know, on there, remember he was tripping. He was listening to all those files. I remember he was a 911 operator. He was telling, go in there. You get your gun and you see your father and they're like, what you doing here? He's like, oh, I was helping the client out. He was crazy. I think, and then remember she was stalking that lady and stuff as well, all that type of stuff. But she finally got avenged. You know, I think Kingpin them, they the one that killed the girlfriend, the girl he liked that he was on. It's the one that was helping him a little bit. They the one that killed her. So he finally got revenge for her after Vanessa and getting murdered and killed. But yeah, it's gonna be crazy to see how things kind of go. There's 2 more episodes left, but. Yeah, Matt, he's not gonna kill Pondexter. You know, like that. Karen, like she's saying, hey, you can take him out. She said, first I told you last time. Remember, you was going there to kill Kingpin. I told you it was wrong. She said, but actually, I was wrong. She said, I feel like it should happen. She says and he's like, you know, vengeance is not justice, like that. Batman always say, I am vengeance. I am the night, like that. You know, he's always say, vengeance is not justice though, in a sense, because it's like, you know, you can't I know she want to kill him, but. He don't want her to become like that, become like a murderer and stuff like that, controlling life or death. So they had a conflict like that. And he threw that rod at her hand hard. She's like, God, bah! She was like, you always protecting the people who don't need to be protected. But yeah, right there's a different dynamic. Of course, you know, some of the viewers might think, like me, in my opinion, I would say I can see where they both coming from. But I'd be more on the Matt's side because I'm like, you can't take life or death. Like me, I'm not a believer in death penalty either. People always do the death penalty, be like, take him out like that. I'm like, yeah, you could do that, but I feel like if they do that to some people, some criminals, I'm not gonna say like, oh, they should never did that. I'm also gonna say like, I wouldn't have agreed to killing somebody, but if they did a horrendous crime and then they get that, hey, that's them. Like that is them right there, like that. So I feel like it just depends on how things kind of go, but I understand Matt thinking because same thing from religion's perspective. That's why, like kind of like Matt thinking from as well, like controlling life or death. Like they even they do bad things, like it's different ways to kind of get justice served like that, through different ways. But even though sometimes that system stuff does not work like that in real life too. But on the show, as you can see, everything's corrupted. In New York for Kingpin, he had everybody on payroll, everything's corrupted. So. Would you ever get justice, really? So now you come back to Karen's side. You're like, the only way to get it, really, is to go ahead and take him out. When she said, I think last episode, or episode before that, she said, cut the head off the snake. Like, you take Kingpin out, take him out for good, you get to real justice. So they both have good talking points. Kind of like Punisher a little bit too as well. He said, remember he was on a building talking. He said, you put them in jail, they get back out, they do the same stuff. When I put them down, they don't come back. They don't hurt anybody else like that. Even though that's true as well, but he's still becoming. Like you see how he turned out. Punisher turned out a little bit. You come killing and stuff. So it's like, I think he got a special coming out too. After this, gonna be one last kill. So yeah, it's gonna be very good. I love the show a lot because it always kind of blend into. You can kind of take it to real life stuff as well. People might see it as just some comic book superhero stuff, like some nerdy stuff. When you actually watch it, you can kind of take it to like see what they're doing, the issues. Be like they kind of can correlate to real life a little bit, and some of the stuff mixing up a little bit. So I feel like it's very kind of similar. Corrupted leader, real life. You got a group of individuals who are kind of like mercenaries for the corrupted leader. That sound familiar in real life as well. Start with an I, end with an E, and then you look at everything like the justice system not working, people rig systems and all. So some of that stuff can kind of correlate to real life. So that's why Daredevil is a good show because it kind of like can blend with both. And I feel like him staying in street level is going to be very good for the show to continue and going on. But it's all I have as things go on. We probably have a video. I'm gonna be in Pittsburgh on Thursday, so I don't think I have anything to film on Thursday. It might be I don't think it'll be anything. So you might not see me on this channel until like next week. Well, no, actually tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll have the Dynamite review and Invincible season finale review as well, like that, reviewing the whole season and stuff. But Yeah, but I'm gonna be in Pittsburgh for the draft like that. So if you follow the Arsenal DB channel, look at that stuff. Look at the Steelers Syndicate stuff. But thank you guys for tuning in. I'll see you guys next time on the channel. Leave your thoughts down below. Peace out.